Let's get your Anycubic Kobra S1 or other similar printer connected to the Polar Cloud. Until Anycubic actually does the work to support the Polar Cloud straight from the factory, you'll need to rely on third-party community firmware. Someone's made a great project called Rinkhals. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but that's what we're going to go with. Nope, not that one. There you go. So find this on GitHub. And then we just need to go to releases. This latest release will come down. These are the printers that are supported. I have a Kobra S1. I actually just updated the firmware and it removed Rinkhals, so we're installing it again anyway. So you scroll down and find your model number. I'm going to use the update for the KS1. It's this SWU file format. From there, I just took the USB drive that Anycubic sent with the printer, and you have to create this folder AGVSCF9ZB3NF with those capitals. I will have it listed on the video, and we'll have it in the description as well. It's in the documentation. You take that update file and put it in that folder. You actually need to remove this ending so that the printer understands that this is just an update. Okay? So as long as you have that file and this folder, it should be good. So time to eject it and take it to the printer. Just plug it into the side. And now I stopped filming because I wasn't very patient, but you will see the snake pop up and go across the screen. The printer will reboot automatically. This all takes just a few minutes. Click the settings gear. New Rinkhals is under the device tab. And it boots into the Rinkhals kind of firmware layer. Now this comes pre-installed with the apps we need. That's what I was checking out here. You got Mainsail, you got MJPEG Streamer, and you got Moonraker. That's really all you need to run Polar Cloud. But you can play around with Mainsail and Fluid, see which one you like. Now on this page, this is where you manage the actual Rinkhals and Anycubic versions. What I did last time was update Anycubic from the Anycubic firmware. That was wrong. In advanced settings, you can disable Rinkhals, switch back to stock, restart, or reboot the printer. So you got plenty of options here. But you don't really need to do anything once you've installed Rinkhals. So we'll head back and we'll go to the cloud. Next, we'll actually be installing the Polar Cloud onto the printer so you can connect it easily. Head to the Polar Cloud Academy. This is our kind of learning and help site. There should be an article for connecting an Anycubic Kobra S1. Again, this applies to any of the compatible ones with Rinkhals. Not totally done with this article yet, but we'll use the Polar Cloud portion. So we need to connect to the root of the printer via SSH. So you can find your printer's IP address either from your router or under the network tab. Click on the Wi-Fi network that you're connected to on the printer touchscreen itself, and you'll find the IP address there. The password is rockchip. You don't see me type that in, but there it is. And now we need to install the cloud. So that's just this one line. Copy it over and hit enter. Okay, give that a minute, and then once it's done, you'll see that you've got next steps listed here. So now we need to edit the configuration. So on other printers that are factory enabled, you'd just be doing this via touchscreen or QR code or whatever. But go ahead and type in this exact line right here. It'll get you to this configuration file. Now, if you're unfamiliar with this sort of stuff, this VI editing tool is a little difficult to use. So, you can move around, but it doesn't let, oops, it usually doesn't let you type. You have to hit I to start inserting text. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a couple things. We're going to remove the hashtags here. This uncomments this code, which lets it run. And then we need to replace this username with our Polar Cloud email and this pin with our Polar Cloud pin. Finding those is easy. Go to the Polar Cloud. Click your photo on the top right, click the settings gear. Here's your username. It's an email. Here's your PIN. Okay. Go back here, make those changes. Okay, that's all you have to change there. Don't remove the other hashtag. And then you hit escape on the keyboard to stop editing, enter :WQ, write and quit. Okay, now let's go back to the instructions. We need to restart the Polar Cloud service. Okay, let's head over to the Polar Cloud, see if it connected. AC00001. Here's my Anycubic. Printing on it's easy. You have a couple of options. You can go to Objects, find your object, click 3D Print, and open Slicer. From here, you need to choose the printer. If you only have one, it'll be selected by default. So you'll see the config change the build plate size. Using the build plate's easy. Click your object. You can lay it on a face. We obviously don't want it like that, so put it back. Make scale, rotational, and movement changes here. You can delete the object, duplicate it to get another one, load objects from your hard drive, load objects from the Polar Cloud, or pull objects in from the print queue. This printer queue is empty. Settings, print settings. So here's the object name. The config is usually default. You can create your own. You can duplicate this and make a new config that you save only to your user. The process, filament, and printer settings. If you don't want those, just hit this little arrow. Infill amount. These are just simple graphical kind of slicing changes. Support type down here. Now, if you need access to more, click the advanced print settings. Then you've got quality, strength, speed, support, and other. So whenever you're ready, click this print button up here. It doesn't start printing the job, it just moves it to the queue. So that job's in queue. That job is done slicing, so it'll be an hour and 24 minutes, 125 layers, $1 in plastic roughly, and almost 50 grams of filament. So whenever you're ready, just click start. And that's it. Your Anycubic Kobra S1 should now be connected to the Polar Cloud. Our goal is to make cloud-based 3D printing work reliably across as many printers as possible, and feedback from real users is a big part of that. If you run into issues or have suggestions, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and happy printing.